What a great lad Mubama is. I thought he did the interview really well. There was an interview 10 minutes after the final whistle earlier on, something like that anyway, and I thought he came across really, really well. Clearly it was a disappointment when he got the goal chalked off earlier on in the season, and I guess by the letter of the law it probably should have been, but there was no doubt in this goal. I thought he did really well. I had to sort of contort his body to do the sort of flicked finish from Thomas Souček's nod down header. Well done, really, really good indeed, and I thought it was a nice interview with him and Bowen there. Clearly he's a nice lad, clearly gets on really well with Bowen. I was just pleased. It's just a feel-good factor, isn't it, when somebody from the academy, you know, breaks into the first team and scores. It's great. Look, I'm not going to read too much into this. Let's be perfectly blunt. In the first game, we were loads better than them. Yes, they had a flurry of corners. They didn't really threaten much. I certainly expect us to be better than them at our place, and so it proved. We were much better than them, and then they went and got themselves a man sent off as well. I'm not reading anything into that. Just in terms of sending off, how cool is Pablo Fornals? What a wonderful display of sportsmanship I thought that was, to try and get the referee not to send the other player off. I thought that was really nice. Good on him. He might think differently when he sees the foul in playback. The guy studied him. I mean, it was... Fortunately, Fornals was fine. Clearly, for him to sort of protest the guy's innocence, he couldn't have felt it that much. But it is the sort of thing that was a sort of tackle that injures people. But, you know, well done for... I was going to say well played. And yep, he was well played. Fornals played well in that game. But as I say, let's mitigate that by suggesting that they were probably... I think they're the worst team we've played in Europe over the past couple of years, basically. Do you know what, though? It's nice to be able to say that. Nice to have had football over the nice couple of years to be able to say it. And today's video is not an opportunity, you know, to dig David Moyes out. You know, David Moyes can be dug out for what he's doing in the league when the time comes. Actually, in Europe, he's done remarkably well. Really, really well. And fair play. That's 10 games. We played 10 games this season, won 10 games. That's good. I don't want to damn it with faint praise. It is the third tier level of European competition. It's a relatively new competition. I think last year was the first year, was it, when Roma won it last year? Might be the first year last year. Look, they probably didn't need any more European competitions. They've done it to accommodate a load of teams who probably weren't quite good enough to go into the Europa League or the UEFA Cup, and as it used to be known. So it's the third tier of European competition. That being said, it's still not easy to win 10 games out of 10. That's what we've done. And had it only have been a Conference League, maybe it would dilute the achievement somewhat. But actually, we did a really good performance in the Europa League last year. So you know what? Well done, team. Really good. Good for Bowen to get a brace, particularly bearing in mind he's not been selected for Gareth Southgate's England squad. And to be fair, I can understand that. I mean, you know, West Ham have been in relegation zone pretty much all season. Why should he? Why should he be in Gareth Southgate's squad? But, you know, hopefully he'll pick up his form and he can get back in there. But I was pleased to see him score a brace. I was really pleased for Scamacca. Clearly pleased for Mubama. But Scamacca, that was really good news. Pleased to see him smile as well. I don't know if you saw in the game, there was sort of a bit of tomfoolery on the bench, a bit of mucking around. Seeing him smile again, I was really pleased to see that. I thought that was great. Great to see. So, you know, clearly when you see, you know, that sort of level of mucking around, that the team spirit has not completely gone. Well, in fact, I know the team spirit hasn't gone. You hear that much in the sort of whispers that come from the dressing room, don't you? But well done. That was good. But I'll tell you what, though, it gave me encouragement. It gave me encouragement this season to look forward to the rest of it, and for that I'm grateful. Whilst they might have been a crap team, I am grateful. So as I record this now, sort of 11 o'clock at night on Thursday night, by the time you watch this, I'll upload it early Friday morning. I think the draw starts at about 11. Some of you may have watched this video before that draw happened. Some of you will already know the draw by now. Irrespective of who we do draw, looking forward to it. Looking forward to the next round of fixtures. I really am. Quarterfinals of Europe, despite it being not the most prestigious European competition, well, that's a really good thing. I mean, a really, really good thing. And you know what? I want us to go out and win it. I think we can win it. There's no reason why we can't win this. And I'm not, as I say, not reading anything to beating a team that, let's be fair, were pretty crappy before they even went down to 10 men. But it was nice to see Scamacca with a little spring in his step. I know the goal he scored was a little bit, well, it's a terrible goalkeeper. Let's be perfectly frank about that. But a couple of the shots he had were real powerful shots. You can get him involved in shooting like that. Played a couple of nice link-up passes as well. It's a real asset to have in and around the club. Use him. Let's get him involved more. All right, fine. You know what? If Moyes thinks his running stats are not there or he's not quite fit enough, fine. Use the next couple of weeks and get him up to fitness. So tell you what, it was a really, really useful player to have around. Cornet, when he came on, looked rusty, I have to say. But despite him looking rusty, he looked quick. He wants something to happen, really, doesn't he? And that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. So, again, he can be a real asset for us. I would like to think we have enough. We have enough about us to keep ourselves out the relegation zone. I'm not convinced we do. When I say I would like to think. I would like to think. No evidence. As I know there'll be someone in the comments that's asked for it. No evidence. I like to think. I'm not sure we do. But I do want to go for this Conference League. I want to go for it. I want to try and win the thing. I don't know, look, Fiorentina, have got through. They're doing okay, like sort of mid-table in Syria. But why not? Why not have a go? I mean, the commentary team were very much, saying that might be a team we want to avoid. Doesn't really matter now. Look, if we're on song, then we can beat any one of these teams. I think even if we're not fully on song, we can beat a lot of these teams. So why not have a go? Why not go for it? Why not get Scamacca involved? Lanzini. I tell you what, Lanzini. I've thought for a long time when Lanzini plays well, West Ham play well, and there are points during the games, and he's played in most of the European games, if not all of the European games. When he plays well, we tick, and West Ham sort of pass the ball well. So I hope he remains involved, actually, not just in European campaign. I hope he will always be on the bench, but I hope he actually becomes an option from the bench for David Moyes, because he is inventive, he does carry the ball well, and he's very, very bright in his passing. Bowen's header, by the way, what about Bowen's header? Which was his second goal. Really, really nice. And his first goal, of course, Bowen, was the result of a Scamacca shot, which is really good to see. So Scamacca, heavily involved in the first couple of goals. Of course, that was really good. I thought Fornals was decent. Hey, Fornals was decent. Perhaps his starting position was on the wing. He didn't I didn't look at it and think he didn't play that game as a wide player. I thought we tried to get our width really from certainly on that side, left-hand side. It was Cresswell providing the width, wasn't it? So I thought Fornals played well. Then the subs came on. Look, David Moyes did what he had to do. It just shows how cautious he is, actually. Before he did his final thing, right, which was to make the final subs, which is to bring the youngsters on in the second round of substitutions, if you like, which was Potts and Lang. That was when we went 3-0 up. At that point, he thought it was safe, but we weren't 3-0 up, were we? We were 5-0 up, and they were down to 10 minutes. It does show you how cautious it was. It got to a point where David Moyes thought, okay, this 10-man team, and now at a point where they will have to score 6 goals. Now I'm probably safe to use the youngsters. To be absolutely fair to him, he had brought Mubama on the 53rd minute in a triple substitution, which was good, and it's pleased to. Anyway, I'm not here to dig out David Moyes. David Moyes has done well. David Moyes has done well in Europe and this season, and including last season as well. So I'm pleased. I hope we can take something from it. I hope we can spend the next 2 weeks on the training ground. Whatever he wants to do, getting those players up to peak fitness. He's got a real opportunity now, to push forward, and you just think the season can turn around quite nicely, really. We'll be talking about it lots. No need to talk about the Southampton game now. We've got lots of time. We've got 2.5 weeks to talk about various different West Ham bits and pieces. I'm sure during that time there will be moans and whinges about David Moyes. Absolutely, I am far from happy. But today is not the day for those moans and whinges. Happy with that. It was good. It was entertaining. Good to see us score lots of goals, but offset by the fact that was a very, very poor team, and not even a full team of them. There was only 10 of them, wasn't there? But you know what I say. All the gripes and the concerns and the moans are something for another day. There's a lot of good news to report in this match, namely Mubama, Bowen, Of course, Scamacca get back on a score sheet. Another Cornet with another few minutes under his belt as well, which was really good. Lanzini, as I mentioned. A quick word on Johnson. They got at Johnson straight away. They're the most dangerous point in the game. I think was after. I can't remember exactly. It was in the first 10 minutes. And Johnson got pulled out of position, got skinned, and then thought he looked a little bit nervous, but gradually sort of worked his way into the game. I think in terms of sort of therapy, if you like, football therapy, that was quite important for Johnson to get a clean sheet and to allow himself a competitive game, which it was, albeit against limited opposition, a competitive game where he could ease back into it just to sort of exercise the ghosts and the ghouls of Brighton, basically. So yeah, that was a good thing, I guess, by and large. Zuma came through, obviously got substituted. Zuma came through with no injury. Do you know what? I didn't see any negatives at all. I thought that was really good. So yeah, well done team, well done David boys. I'll be driving at the point the draw is made. I'll be driving, so I guess I'll probably tune into the radio and listen to what they've got to say about it. But anyway, fingers crossed. Hopefully we get. I'm not one of these ones that thinks, every round, oh, come on, give us the hardest team. No, don't. I'm completely against that. The next round, give us the easiest team. We just had the easiest team in this round, and look what it did for us. That's great. But I am hopeful. I do think, let's go and win it. Let's go and win it. And I'll tell you what, if we get Scamacca back in form, Paqueta starts playing well, Zuma and a Gerd at the back, it does not beyond the realms of possibility. You don't have to use a ton of imagination to imagine us in a final. And you know what? That's the one thing I didn't like what David Moyes says. Oh, I want to go one step further than last season and reach the final. Oh, I hate it when people say, don't. Go 2 steps further and win the bloody thing. You're not going to think it's a good day out if you just reach the final, I can assure you. But anyway, he's done everything he can. Can't do any more apart from win 10 games on the bounce, can he?